Thank you so much for joining the webinar today. This is 𝗟𝗧𝗧 from MassMailer. Today I'm going to talk about how to delay sending each email in MassMailer and why would you do that? Let us say you're sending out an email campaign. It could be prospecting email or it could be some sort of a mass email that you needed to send, but you're actually sending it to bigger enterprise corporation. And let's say you needed to send, say, 50 people in the same company, um, and you're sending it to, say, multiple organizations at the same time. What happens is, in especially bigger organizations, they have a very high security, security that is enabled in their spam filter softwares. And if you're sending it to, say, 50 people at the same time for a bigger company like, say, Cisco, most likely your emails would get blocked. So you don't want to really do that. And what is the solution for that? So ideally, you would want to send one email per domain at any point in time, right? Then you can delay sending out the next email, meaning the second email to the same companies as Cisco or Microsoft. You want to send it after, say, 5 minutes or 10 minutes. So there's a gap between each email, which means you're not really bombarding the recipient email server at the same time, sending out to multiple people. You're actually sending it in a progressive manner, right? Which would actually improve the overall deliverability. And of course, that'll help you actually deliver emails to the recipients so they don't get blocked. And the same logic also applies to, say, Gmail or Yahoo. Again, if you needed to send some critical emails and time is not the issue, you want to send it slow so that you don't really get blocked by recipient servers such as Gmail or Yahoo. You could do the same thing. That way, those bigger servers also don't look at you as if you're sending it all the emails at the same time, but you're actually trying to send it slowly, right? And you can specify how many minutes you want to have the delay between, meaning the lag between each email. That's something that you could do. And of course, you can also set the timing when you really want to send these emails, such as like business hours only. That's something that you could do, right? So MassMailer has come up with a solution for this. So currently it's enabled only for campaigns, where it means you're limited to, say, to leads and contacts only. So there are certain things that you have to follow, sequence of steps that you have to follow. I'll go through all of that, but just assume that there's a new campaign type called MassMailer delay send. And then there are additional fields that we have on the campaign, such as who is the sender, such as the sender name, sender email, reply, the template API name, IP pool, and so on and so forth. Some of the custom fields have been added to the campaign. What do you do? So you have to create a campaign, and then you have to add campaign members. That's as simple as that initially to start with. And then you have to edit campaign, make sure that the campaign type is the MassMailer delay campaign. And you have to do it right after adding the campaign members, not before that. Because we do some sort of a counter setting, all is done behind the scenes to each one of the campaign members so that they all have, say, some sort of a counter that starts like 1 for, say, IBM, 2 for Microsoft, 3 for Cisco. So we just go sequentially, assign that counter for each one of those the domains. Let's say you have 50 emails from single company, they have a counter. And we would basically just go sequential with that. And then there's some sort of a logic that we apply behind the scenes. So we basically pop out one contact per domain, and then we would reset that counter back to 0 so that next time we're not going to send emails to that. So we basically have some sort of a logic behind the scenes, counter based. You don't really have to understand the details of it, but I just want to kind of show you or tell you that there's a solution that we have come up with that's based on the counter logic. Okay. But again, you don't really have to do that, but you just have to remember that, hey, we are doing something behind the scenes, so you have to make sure that the campaign is set as MassMailer delay campaign. And once you've done that, we set up all the counters. You should receive an email that, hey, everything has been set up properly. Now you have to make sure that, again, you go edit your campaign and you have to enter certain details such as what is the from name, from email address, reply to, IP pool if you have any, the template API name, and then you have to set the campaign status to in progress and active should be set to true. Those are mandatory fields in progress and active. And of course, the other ones also are mandatory, meaning we need to know what is the from address and what is the template API name. Otherwise, we won't be able to send an email, right? So from email, from name, reply to, template API name, these are mandatory. IP pool is not mandatory. And in progress, which is a campaign status, and also active, these two are also mandatory. Once you do that, then we would again trigger these emails automatically behind the scenes. We pick one campaign member per domain in a single batch. If you have, say, 10 different companies, meaning 10 different domains that are unique domains in a campaign, we would basically pick any contact or any campaign member related to each domain, per batch. And that's how we basically keep on going till we reach the entire limit of the campaign, right? You can also set the start time and end time. That should be in a 24-hour format. So basically, let's say you want to start out sending out emails at 9 a.m. and finish it by 5 p.m. We would start at 9 a.m. and stop at 5 p.m. And then again, the next day, if you still have more campaign members, we're actually going to take a look at it next day till we actually finish sending out emails to all the campaign members. We would still run it. So basically, you have to make sure that you finalize your campaign, add campaign members, and then you have to update your campaign so that it actually triggers these emails. So these are additional fields, the batch start time and batch end time. Those are, again, optional fields. You really don't have to enter them. If you don't enter, we would just continuously trigger emails. And if you just basically enter only the start time, but not the end time, that's also okay. But we're going to start at the start time, and then that would just keep on going till we reach the end of all the campaign members. So again, those two fields are optional. So this is just a screenshot how to actually create a campaign. Just give a name, and you have to add campaign members, after which you have to basically edit the campaign by setting that the type, and which means behind the scenes, we're actually going to set the counters. Once that is done, you have to update your campaign again. You have to make sure that you enter the status, also all the from name, all of that need to be entered as well. I see that I actually forgot to select the right status in this screenshot. It's supposed to be in progress, not planned. It's supposed to be in progress. And you can also set the delay. In this scenario, it is set as 5. And once you do that, then we would trigger all these outreaches and then send like how many hours we have in the campaign. The campaign members that would match per domain, we would pick them and then put them in batches and then send it across. There would be a delay between each outreach. And again, how many outreaches we're going to send, we do not know. That would be calculated later at the time of sending it. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I'm actually going to go give you a quick demo here, and then I'll take any questions you may have. Let's say you want to send an email, delay campaign. I'll just go pick a template API name because I need that later. So all I would do is just give a campaign name here. I would call this as I'm just going to give the name and save it, nothing else. That's step one. And once you have the campaign created, you would want to add campaign members. I'm going to go select this add contacts, and I'm actually going to go select whatever contacts that I have. You can see that I have two domains here, massmailer.io and then mansys.com. So there are two domains in this campaign. So just go add all the campaign members. And then once that is done, let me refresh, make sure that the campaign members are added. So we got all the campaign members added. And now I would go edit and select MassMailer delay send. That's the type of the campaign. Save it. So once I have that established, as I said, behind the scenes, we set some counters. Again, you really don't need to know what it means, but I still want to show you so that you know that that's a mandatory step. So you can see that there's a counter. So again, now that we have all the campaign ready, I'm actually going to go update my campaign. A few fields that I needed to add, one of which is the template API name, and I'm gonna the front name is delay send. I would enter the from email address, reply to, and then I want to give like say 2 minutes between each campaign just for the sake of the demo. And I would not enter the start time and end time. I would just leave it the way it is. Okay. So now I'm going to make this as active, and I have to make this as in progress as well. So basically, the active flag needs to be set to true, and status should be in progress. You have to enter your API name, from name, email address, reply to. IP pool is not mandatory, it's optional. And you have to enter the delay send time. What is the delay that you need to you want to have between each send or each outreach? So once that is done, I would just go save this, and behind the scenes, we would be triggering emails. It would trigger immediately. There's no gap. And again, you would actually be seeing the outreach is getting created. So the very first outreach already got created, and there are only two requests because there are two domains, as you know. So for MassMailer domain, it picked up one contact, and for Mansys domain, it picked up another contact. So only two emails were sent in this particular outreach, and that's what you see. So if I go to the delivered, you should be able to see what has been sent. So you can see that one campaign member from MassMailer, another one for Mansys. Those are the two domains that were picked. And now if I go back to my campaign. So we'll have to wait again to see the next outreach. So far, we only have one outreach that got triggered, and you can see the time that it was triggered is at 9:16. So at 9:18, the second outreach would get triggered again. We still have one more minute. I would stop here and ask you if you have any questions. You can feel free to type in the chat if you don't mind. Okay, seems like no questions so far. 9:18 my time, and you can see the second outreach got triggered. So it would continue till we have uh, exhausted all the campaign members. So again, after 2 more minutes, it would send emails to. Just gonna go check my emails. Okay, so this is the subject. Some of these emails are actually going to different people. So whatever I have received, I'm gonna check. As you can see, 2 minutes ago, I received this email, and 0 minutes ago, I have received two more emails, and this is sent to MassSys, and this one is sent to MassMailer. Since I have alias, so it's actually sending it to me, but you can see that it's actually sent to different email address. And this was sent to MassSys again 2 minutes ago, and this was 0 minutes ago. And again, if I wait for another minute or so, I would be receiving the third set of emails. Whoever is the campaign member, it doesn't need to be me. So I think you kind of get a sense of how this works. Again, this is very important feature if at all you're sending it to um, you know bigger organizations where you really do not want to get blocked, and time is not a factor, meaning it's not that you have to send all the emails at the same time. You're okay with the delay. Um, so this is not meant for high volume campaigns. Ideally the campaign should be small, because you're doing some targeted account outreach or something on those lines. But you want to make sure that you're not hitting all the people in the same company at the same time. So ideally, it should be 5 minutes if you ask me. But again, depending on how many people you're reaching, it's up to you if you want to delay 10 minutes or 15 minutes, whatever it is, it's up to you. But this would really work well whenever you're trying to target account-based prospecting on those lines, or any other email notifications that you needed to send. Again, time is not a factor. You're okay to wait and send out slowly. As you can see, the third one also got triggered. So total 5 emails got sent. I think there were 5 in total, the campaign members. That's the reason why the third one, it only sent one remaining campaign member. Any questions? Anyone? Okay. Seems like no questions here. Once again, thank you so much for joining the webinar. This is done every week, Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific. You can also watch all these videos on our YouTube channel, and you would be receiving the recording for this webinar shortly. And if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me or contact our company. And these are all the contact information. And if you're new to MassMailer, feel free to get on a trial. Just go to our website and you can click on the 15-day free trial and then get set up. Once again, thank you so much for attending this webinar today. Have a good day. Have a good evening. Take care. Thank you.